You won't believe how much this Michelin restaurant meal was, but let's start from the beginning. My name is Garry and I'm a WSET3 qualified sommelier, and today we're in Bilbao, in the Basque Country in the north of Spain, visiting Kimtxu. It's a Michelin recognized restaurant that proves that fine dining doesn't have to be intimidating or expensive. I went for menu taverna, and what surprised me most was the value that you got here for every dollar spent. We started with cucumbers. Sounds simple, right? But they came with a serious kick of spice. And I'll be honest, I don't tolerate spicy food very well, so for me it was a bit too much. The heat dominated the freshness. If you enjoy spicy food, you'll probably love it. For me, it was the only dish that slightly overpowered the balance. The first proper course was fresh peas, Thai green curry and egg in a creamy soup-like texture. This was beautiful, a silky, comforting dish with great texture where the sweetness of the peas met the aromatic lift of the green curry. I'm not vegetarian, but I genuinely enjoyed this one. The taberna menu includes just one glass of wine for the whole meal, either white or red. I went for a red Rioja Crianza, we're in Spain after all, while my wife chose white. It was decent, balanced, classic, not mind-blowing, but honest and well-made. It worked very well with the lamb meat offered during the meal, and overall it was a safe, solid choice. If I had to choose the wine myself for this particular dish, honestly, for this I wouldn't overcomplicate the pairing. Something simple and local works best, like a fresh chacoli from nearby would be just perfect. Light acidity, citrus notes, and low alcohol balance for creamy texture and gentle spice without stealing the show. And next came wonton soup with pork and shrimp dumplings in a ham broth. Wontons are thin Chinese-style dumplings wrappers made from wheat dough, traditionally filled with minced meat or seafood and gently folded into small parcels. They're a staple in many regional Chinese cuisines and are often served either boiled in a soup or deep fried. In this case, they were filled with pork and shrimp, a very classic combination which gives a balance between richness and sweetness. When cooked in broth, the wrapper becomes soft and silky, almost delicate, absorbing the flavors around it while still holding the filling inside. The hamon-based broth added depth and a lot of umami flavor. Personally, I found it a bit too fatty for my taste, but quite intense and heavy in texture. With something salty and umami-driven like this, I'd actually pair a nice champagne. The bubbles and acidity would cut through the richness beautifully and reset the palate after each spoonful. And if you enjoy experiences where great food and wine come together like this, I also organize private wine tours here in the Basque Country, Bordeaux and Rioja. They are fully personalized, not group tours, not fixed routes. You tell me what kind of wines and wineries interest you, and I build the itinerary around that. I pick you up directly from your hotel or the airport, and we travel comfortably by car from one winery to another. Over time, I've built personal relationships with many of the winemakers we visit, so these experiences often feel more like visiting friends than simply booking tastings. If you are planning a wine and gastronomy trip to Europe, you can check the links in the description down below for more details. And now let's continue with the next course. For the main course, you choose between two dishes, both built around curry. I went for the Singapore laksa with trout, romanesco and smoked paprika oil. Singapore laksa is a rich aromatic noodle soup that comes from Southeast Asian cuisine, especially popular in Singapore and Malaysia. It's typically built around a coconut milk-based curry broth infused with spices like lemongrass, chili and sometimes shrimp paste. The soup is creamy, slightly spicy and very fragrant. It's usually served with noodles, often rice noodles, seafood like prawns or fish, sometimes chicken, plus fresh herbs on top. I absolutely love seafood. I even have a dedicated video on wine pairings for different seafoods on the channel, so this was an easy choice for me. The trout worked beautifully with the creamy base. With something like this, I'd recommend an off-dry German Riesling. The slight residual sugar helps balance the spice and the creaminess, while the acidity keeps everything lifted and fresh. The second option was vindaloo curry with spiced lamb meatballs. Lamb with bold spices needs a wine that can handle intensity. I'd suggest a juicy, fruit-forwarded red like Garnacha from Navarra from Spain, or even Rioja Crianza with soft tannins. And yeah, actually we had one glass of Rioja Crianza with this taverna menu. You want just fruits, you want freshness, not too much oak or heavy tannin, so it doesn't clash the spice. And probably you wonder who is the magician behind all these gorgeous dishes. And Kimtxu is led by Abril. He's originally from Galicia in the north of Spain. He trained and worked in kitchens all around the world, from England to China, and also alongside renowned chefs like Martin Berasategui. He's one of the most decorated Spanish chefs with 12 Michelin stars. By the way, an episode about his restaurant Ola you can also find on the channel. In 2014, Ivan decided to open his own project right here in the center of Bilbao, bringing together everything he had learned. That's how Kimtxu was born, a Basque Asian tavern combining local products with Asian techniques and flavors. And over the years, the restaurant has earned strong recognition, including the Michelin Bib Gourmand. It's a place in the McCarthy Top 25 and a recommendation from the Repsol Guide. And then the dessert arrived. First, pumpkin and almond sponge cake with coffee foam and pumpkin seeds. This I loved, absolutely. Moist pumpkin and almond sponge, creamy coffee foam on top, like great texture, comforting and elegant at the same time. I'd pair this with a late harvest Moscatel or even a Pedro Jimenez from the south of Spain, but served lightly chilled to avoid overwhelming sweetness. And the second dessert option was spicy chocolate ice cream with chocolate biscuit and mandarin juice. Yes, even the ice cream was spicy here. At the end, we are in an Asian restaurant now. Again, for someone sensitive to heat, it was noticeable. Here, I'd go for something sweet but high in acidity, maybe a sweet Riesling Auslese, if you want to lean into this chocolate intensity. So, the question of the evening, how much do you think this was? And in order to understand the pricing, I have to say that it's a Bib Gourmand Michelin restaurant, okay? What does that mean? Michelin stars, like 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, are about exceptional cuisine, like technique, precision, creativity, all that jazz. 1 star means a very good restaurant in its category. 2 stars mean worth a detour from your planned route. 3 stars mean that this restaurant worth a special journey. Bib Gourmand is a bit different. It's not about luxury, it's about outstanding food at a moderate price. It celebrates restaurants that deliver serious quality without the high-end price tag. Expectations are just different. You won't get silver domes and theatrical service, but you should expect flavor, personality, some creativity and value in every dish. So, the price was €29.50 per person. Yes, under 30 euros for a Michelin recognized experience. For 2 people with wine, you are at 60 euros, maybe it's about like $80, and that's honestly a steal. Was the whole dining experience perfect? Actually, it depends on what you are looking for. The restaurant itself is simple, not like the ultra-luxury Michelin restaurants, but that's not the point. The point is creativity, bold flavors and accessibility. Kimtxu Bilbao delivers serious personality at an unbeatable price. So, best wishes to the team. Hope you enjoyed the episode and see you in the next one. Bye.